Welcome back to Intables, everyone. So I'm going to go down with you guys in the S&P 500. Again, this is the SPY, right? Going to extended hours. We had a large green candle because Biden mentioned that we're not going into a recession in his view. And again, I don't really know what his view really means at this point, but hopefully that means something. We're going to see if we do continue on higher. I'm going to go over exactly what our bullish case would be here if we did continue on higher, as we are leading into Wednesday's Fed rate hike. Again, we have a possible 75 base point hike. That could be a possible decrease into a 50 point base rate hike into the next meeting, which would be a possible bullish move here if that did happen. But if we get an increase at 100 basis points, then we could have a possible pullback. And again, that very much would be predicated on what Powell has to say. Again, we want Powell to be less reactive to any panic. We want to have more planning for a possible decrease in rates. So we want to see if he does mention that. Going into this Wednesday, we want to see exactly what he does mention. I'm going to go over exactly what our bullish case is and our bearish case, as we do have a possible bear flag that could be playing out here. I'm going to go over exactly what we're looking for. Now, before I jump into this, all I ask in return is you smash that like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more chart updates on potential breakouts that I mention every single day throughout the week. And if you are a day trader or you are looking for intraday perspective breakouts, very volatile breakouts that we mention every single day throughout the week, go to instables.com in the description below. And for only $15 a month, you guys will never miss a breakout alert today again. So let's jump into this one. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on the SPY, as you guys can see, we do have a possible bear flag that has been playing out here as we are leading into this Wednesday's Fed rate hike. Our question is, are we going to continue on with this bear flag to the downside, or are we going to possibly get this indecisive doji candle to continue to respect our 20-day moving average and cross back over our 50 for that continuation above our bear flag to continue on higher here? Again, we do have Powell speaking this Wednesday. Our question of the week is to see if we do get a 75 basis point hike and get a possible decrease in Fed rate hikes going into our next meeting. We want to see Powell being less reactive to any panic. We want to see him planning for a possible decrease in Fed rate hikes. We want to see if we do decrease in pressure to the downside. As you guys can see, again, we do have that indecisive candle. We mentioned that it would be higher risk to play to the upside this week because, again, we are leading to this Wednesday's Fed rate hike. As far as the momentum, as you guys can see, we do have, again, that white shaded line that we were looking for to see if we would continue on with a decrease in buy pressure. We do not want to see our EMA line start to cross down here and then continue on lower with pressure to the downside. Again, if we did cross back up and we did continue on higher, that would be higher lows that we are getting overall here for that continuation on higher. If we do continue on with that digestion on Fed rate hikes for, again, to that possible pressure to the upside, very much looking to see if Powell does, again, get that possible tone on a decrease in Fed rate hikes going into the next meeting. And looking at our relative strength here, as you guys can see, we are now pointing down. Again, we did mention higher risk playing to the upside over the weekend because, again, we were leading into this Wednesday's Fed rate hike. So now we are pointing down, looking to see if we can get that consolidation to break it into new highs for that possible overbought territory that we would be looking for to continue on higher. Again, we would want to see if we can get a setup on this bear flag if we are going to be continuing on higher. As you guys can see, we do have a slight pullback. We want to see if we do consolidate wherever it heads, but continuing on higher with that momentum and getting that break is exactly what we'd be looking for to continue on higher into, again, possible overbought territory here. So we're going to see if we do get that momentum and get that setup here on our relative strength. And then looking at our Bollinger Bands, this is very key here. As you guys can see, we do, again, have that rejection to the upside of our bear flag here. And we also do have that rejection to the upper end of our second deviation on our Bollinger Band. So we want to see if we do continue on with that decompression to the upside, if we do get a body of the candle breaking into the upper end of our deviation again. And again, very much predicated on if Powell does mention a possible 50 point base rate hike leading into the next meeting, or if he does mention anything about possible panic on an increase in CPI leading into our next CPI. We'll see exactly what he mentions. And as you guys can see on the lower end of our Bollinger Band, we are slightly pulling back here. We want to see if we do continue on higher with the lower end of our Bollinger Band. Very much looking to see if we can continue on with that pressure here to the upside. We want to be careful. Again, like I said, leading into the upper end of our bear flag, we want to make sure we are very careful because, again, we could get that rejection. As you guys can see previously, when we did get our strongest rally of the year, we did have a doji candle coming out, and then we did continue on lower. So we want to make sure we are being very careful as we do have our indecisive candle, our doji candle coming in here for that possible indecisiveness to the upside, especially as we have a white shaded line coming in here. We want to see if we can get that increase with buy pressure here. In my opinion, if we did get that increase in buy pressure here with a solid green bar, then in my opinion, we could be breaking into new highs. Breaking above our previous buy pressure points would be that break that we would be looking for here. As you guys can see, again, we do have that decrease in buy pressure overall here as we have been continuing on lower on the market. But however, again, we do have our EMA lines that are just jumping above the median of our MACD. So again, jumping above our median of our MACD is key. We are not jumping in front of our MACD, so we are not getting that major pressure to the upside. But again, we want to see if we can get our 26 EMA to continue on above the median of our MACD. Now, if we do start to curl down here with with our 12 EMA, and then we do cross lower as we do get an increase in Fed rate hikes coming into this Wednesday, then in my opinion, we could possibly drop down below this bear flag and continue on lower, again, with this pressure that we have to make sure we are considering that we did have before this consolidation, and continue on lower here. So we are going to be careful, again, leading into this Wednesday's Fed rate hike, very much predicated on if Powell mentions anything on anticipating a possible 50-point base rate hike leading into the next meeting, or if we do get an increase in Fed rate hikes going into this Wednesday, will be very key. We're going to see exactly what happens. Making sure we are staying patient leading into this Wednesday will be very key, and making sure we are setting those stop losses, as we had a major breakout with GOVX today. I'm going to go over that in the next video if you guys want to see exactly how that broke out. As you guys can see here, we had a major breakout with REVB, for example, jumping out the gate over 152, jumping up to 182. Again, over 18% on this breakout. I'm going to go over GOVX, a monkeypox stock that we had over a 38% breakout with in the Instabills room after this. So check out that video after this if you guys want to see exactly what would have to happen for that to continue on higher. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader or you are looking for intraday perspective breakouts again, like we had here with REVB, go to instabills.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And again, all of you Instabills that come over every single day and support the channel, very, very consistent breakouts that we've been having every single day in the Instabills room, continuing to stay blessed and continuing to make sure we are playing into our breakout levels here. As you guys can see, we broke into the upper end of our deviation here, as we did have this consolidation out the gate, jumping into new highs, respecting our 20-day moving average. A very textbook breakout here with REVB, a very nice breakout, and also mentioning a stop loss at about 182 on the day. So again, a very nice breakout on the day. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.